What really happened after Long Island Medium disappeared from TLC? For years, Theresa Caputo was one of the network's biggest stars, with millions tuning in to watch her emotional spirit readings and unforgettable family moments. Then, almost overnight, everything changed. The familiar TLC series came to an end, leaving fans with more questions than answers. Was this Theresa's decision? Did TLC move in a different direction? And why did she suddenly return on an entirely different network with a brand new show called Raising Spirits? The answers are more surprising than many fans expected. Today, we're taking a closer look at Theresa Caputo's journey after TLC, the real story behind Raising Spirits, and how her life has evolved both on and off camera. From career changes and family milestones to the challenges of building a new television chapter, there's plenty to uncover. Before we begin, if you enjoy reality TV updates and celebrity news, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest stories. Now, let's get into it. For more than a decade, Theresa Caputo became one of the most recognizable personalities in reality television. Her signature hairstyle, unmistakable Long Island accent, and emotional mediumship sessions helped turn Long Island Medium into a major success. Every episode introduced viewers to emotional reunions, heartfelt conversations, and stories that often left audiences in tears. Whether someone believed in psychic communication or remained skeptical, there was no denying that Theresa had built an incredibly loyal fan base. As the years passed, however, television itself began to change. Streaming platforms grew rapidly, reality TV trends shifted, and networks started investing in different formats. Any long-running shows eventually reached their natural conclusion, and Long Island Medium was among them. When the series stopped airing new episodes on TLC, fans immediately began asking what had happened. Social media quickly filled with speculation. Some believed Theresa had chosen to step away from television. Others wondered if TLC had quietly canceled the series. Still others questioned whether she planned to retire altogether. In reality, Theresa never disappeared. She simply began focusing on a different chapter of her career. Instead of remaining tied to a single television series, she expanded her nationwide live tours, continued meeting audiences across the United States, and stayed active through public appearances and social media. But television wasn't finished with Theresa Caputo. Soon, news broke that she would return, not on TLC, but with an entirely new series on Lifetime. That announcement immediately sparked curiosity among longtime fans. Why switch networks? Would the new show be different? And what exactly could viewers expect from Raising Spirits? Those questions fueled excitement well before the premiere. Unlike Long Island Medium, the new series promised a broader look at Theresa's everyday life. While spirit readings remained an important part of the show, cameras also followed her personal experiences, family relationships, travel schedule, and the realities of balancing fame with life away from the spotlight. It marked a noticeable evolution rather than simply a continuation of the original format. The move also reflected how Theresa herself had changed over the years. She wasn't just the television medium viewers had watched for more than a decade. She had become a grandmother, continued touring extensively, and entered a new stage of both her personal and professional life. That transformation became one of the central themes of Raising Spirits. Rather than looking backward, the series focused on moving forward while remaining connected to the qualities that first made audiences embrace Theresa. For many fans, seeing this different side of her life brought a fresh perspective. Instead of watching only emotional readings, viewers also saw quieter family moments, behind-the-scenes preparations before events, and the pressures that come with maintaining a public career. It made the series feel more personal than ever before. Still, one question continued to dominate online discussions. What was the real reason Theresa left TLC? Was it simply the end of one television contract? Or was there more happening behind the scenes than fans realized? If fans expected Raising Spirits to be nothing more than a continuation of Long Island Medium under a different name, they were in for a surprise. The transition wasn't just about changing networks, it represented a completely new phase in Theresa Caputo's television career. Instead of simply recreating the same formula that had worked for years, the new series was designed to give viewers a much more personal look at her life. That shift immediately caught fans' attention. For over a decade, audiences mainly saw Theresa through the lens of her readings. Every episode centered around emotional messages, heartfelt reunions, and people searching for comfort after losing loved ones. While those powerful moments remained an important part of her work, there was another side of Theresa that many viewers rarely got to see. Raising Spirits opened that door. Cameras followed Theresa far beyond the reading room. Viewers watched her preparing for live events, traveling across the country, spending time with family, and navigating the everyday challenges that come with balancing a demanding career and personal life. For longtime fans, it felt like getting to know Theresa all over again. One of the biggest reasons the new format stood out was its focus on authenticity. Instead of presenting only polished television moments, the series also highlighted the realities of life behind the scenes, early mornings, long travel days, and the emotional energy required to meet hundreds of people seeking comfort and closure. Theresa has often spoken about how meaningful those connections are to her, but the show also illustrates that this work requires significant time, preparation, and emotional commitment. Another major difference was the pace. Long Island Medium often centered on one emotional reading after another. In contrast, Raising Spirits balances those moments with family interactions, travel, and quieter scenes from Theresa's daily routine. Many viewers appreciated this broader perspective because it showed more of who she is outside of her public role. Of course, the move to a new network also sparked plenty of speculation online. Some fans wondered whether Theresa had chosen to leave TLC herself. Others assumed there had been disagreements behind the scenes. However, no verified public evidence has confirmed dramatic conflicts between Theresa and TLC. The transition has generally been presented as a new professional opportunity rather than the result of a public dispute. Even so, that didn't stop online discussions. Across social media, fans debated every possibility. Some hoped the original series might eventually return, while others believed the new show offered a fresh direction that better reflected where Theresa is in her life today. Another topic that generated excitement was the production quality. Many viewers noticed the new series placed greater emphasis on cinematic visuals, behind-the-scenes storytelling, and Theresa's experiences while traveling from city to city. The result was a show that felt familiar but also noticeably different. Away from television, Theresa's schedule remained just as busy. She continued her nationwide live tour, meeting thousands of fans through theater events where audience members could experience group spirit readings. These events have remained a major part of her career and demonstrate that her connection with supporters extends far beyond television. At the same time, her personal life continued evolving. Becoming a grandmother brought a new chapter filled with family milestones and joyful moments that many fans enjoyed seeing. Rather than focusing exclusively on her career, the series also highlighted the importance of family, showing how those relationships remain at the center of her life. That balance between public and private life became one of the defining characteristics of Raising Spirits. But even with this successful transition, another question lingered. How had fame itself changed Theresa? After years of television success, sold-out tours, and constant public attention, what challenges came with living so much of her life in front of cameras? By the time Raising Spirits premiered, Theresa Caputo had already spent years in the public eye. What began as a unique reality series had grown into a career that reached millions of viewers, sold out theaters across the country, and made her one of the most recognizable personalities in reality television. But with that level of visibility comes a different kind of pressure. Every public appearance, every television episode, and even every social media post can quickly become the subject of discussion online. Fans celebrate milestones, share emotional reactions, and offer support. But public figures also face criticism, speculation, and constant scrutiny. Theresa has experienced both sides of that reality. Throughout her career, some viewers have praised the comfort they believe her readings provide, while others have questioned or debated the nature of her work. Those conversations have been part of her public story for years, and they continue today. Regardless of where someone stands, there's no denying that Theresa remains a figure who inspires strong reactions. Instead of stepping away from that attention, she has continued focusing on the work that has defined her career for decades. One of the biggest changes in recent years has been her family life. Fans who watched Long Island Medium from the beginning remember seeing her children grow up on camera. Over time, they built lives of their own, started families, and entered new chapters that transformed Theresa's role within the family. Becoming a grandmother brought a different kind of joy. In interviews and public appearances, Theresa has spoken warmly about spending time with her grandchildren and embracing this new stage of life. For longtime viewers, watching those milestones unfold has been a reminder of just how much time has passed since the early seasons of Long Island Medium. Family remains one of the most important parts of her life. Even with a demanding travel schedule, television commitments, and live events across the country, Theresa has often emphasized making time for the people closest to her. That balance between career and family has become a recurring theme in Raising Spirits, giving audiences a more complete picture of who she is away from the spotlight. Of course, fame hasn't changed only her personal life. It has also changed the expectations surrounding her career. When someone spends more than a decade on television, audiences naturally begin wondering what comes next. Will there be another season? Could she return to a format similar to Long Island Medium? Or is Raising Spirits just the beginning of an entirely new direction? Those questions continue to circulate among fans. Another major part of Theresa's career is her live tour. Unlike television, where viewers watch from home, live events create a direct connection between Theresa and her audience. Hundreds of people gather in one place, hoping for an opportunity to receive a message or simply experience the event firsthand. Those shows have become a cornerstone of her career and continue to attract large crowds. For many supporters, attending a live event feels more personal than watching television because they can witness the experience as it unfolds. Whether someone leaves with a reading or simply observes the evening, the events remain one of Theresa's most recognizable traditions. Social media has also played a growing role. Today, fans don't have to wait for a new television episode to see what Theresa is doing. Through online updates, interviews, and behind-the-scenes content, audiences can follow her tours, family celebrations, and professional milestones throughout the year. That constant connection has helped keep her fan base engaged, even during periods when she isn't appearing in weekly television episodes. Still, one question continues to capture the curiosity of longtime viewers. What does the future hold for Theresa Caputo? Will Raising Spirits continue to evolve with new stories and fresh episodes? Could she develop additional television projects? Or will her focus shift even more toward live tours and connecting directly with audiences across the country? While only time will answer those questions, one thing is already clear. Theresa Caputo has shown an ability to adapt. She successfully transitioned from one of TLC's most recognizable personalities to launching a new chapter on a different network, all while maintaining the loyal audience that supported her for years. That's not something every reality television star manages to accomplish. And perhaps that's why so many people continue following her journey. Because regardless of changing networks, evolving television trends, or shifting public conversations, Theresa has remained committed to the work and the audience that helped shape her career. But there's one final chapter to this story. What lessons can be learned from Theresa's journey after Long Island Medium? And why do so many fans believe this new phase may be her most meaningful yet? After more than a decade in reality television, Theresa Caputo has achieved something very few TV personalities ever managed to do. She has remained relevant through major changes in both her career and the entertainment industry. When Long Island Medium first premiered, it quickly became one of TLC's most recognizable series. Week after week, viewers tuned in to watch emotional readings, heartfelt family moments, and Theresa's unmistakable personality. Over the years, the show built a loyal fan base that followed her through countless milestones. So, when the series eventually came to an end, many people assumed that chapter of her television career was over. But Theresa proved that ending one successful show didn't mean ending her story. Instead of disappearing from the spotlight, she embraced change. Her transition to Lifetime with Raising Spirits demonstrated a willingness to evolve rather than simply repeat the past. Rather than focusing exclusively on spirit readings, the new series expanded its scope by exploring her life on the road, family experiences, and the realities of maintaining a career that has placed her in the public eye for years. For many longtime fans, that shift felt refreshing. They weren't just watching a familiar television personality, they were seeing someone continue to grow personally and professionally. One of the biggest reasons Theresa's audience has remained loyal is consistency. Regardless of the network she's on, she has continued touring, meeting supporters in person, and sharing updates about her life. Those live events have become an important part of her connection with fans, allowing them to experience her work beyond television. Another reason is her openness. Throughout the years, Theresa has spoken about major life changes, including becoming a grandmother and adapting to new chapters in her personal life. While she keeps some aspects of her private life out of the spotlight, she has also allowed viewers to witness meaningful family moments that make her feel relatable beyond her television career. Of course, discussions about her work continue. Supporters often describe her readings as deeply meaningful and emotionally comforting, while skeptics remain unconvinced. Those different viewpoints have existed since the beginning of her television career, and they continue today. Regardless of individual opinions, there's no denying that Theresa has become one of the most recognizable figures associated with this unique corner of reality television. That recognition has helped her maintain a loyal audience through changing trends, new platforms, and an evolving entertainment landscape. So, what comes next? At this point, there has been no official announcement that Raising Spirits will become a long-running replacement for Long Island Medium or that TLC plans to revive the original series. Theresa continues to stay active through television appearances, nationwide tours, and updates shared with fans, but any future projects beyond officially announced ones remain speculative. If history has shown anything, it's that Theresa has repeatedly adapted to new opportunities, whether that means additional television seasons, new special events, or expanding her live performances. She has consistently found ways to stay connected with her audience. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from her journey. Her career has never been defined solely by one television network or one specific series. Instead, it's been shaped by the relationships she has built with viewers over many years. That's a rare achievement in reality television. As one chapter closed, another opened. What began with Long Island Medium eventually evolved into Raising Spirits, showing that while formats may change, the connection Theresa has built with her audience continues. Only time will reveal exactly where her career goes from here. But one thing seems certain: Theresa Caputo's story isn't over yet. And if her past is any indication, the next chapter could be just as interesting as everything that came before. What do you think about Theresa Caputo's journey after TLC? Do you miss Long Island Medium, or do you prefer the more personal approach of Raising Spirits? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest reality TV updates, celebrity news, and behind-the-scenes stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.